I'm here in beautiful Melbourne to meet with Lisa from Momentum Energy to understand a little bit more about the services they offer and how they work with everyday Australians in helping us all meet net zero. It's great to be here in Momentum headquarters, Lisa, but the big question I want to ask is, what does net zero actually mean?
So net zero sounds like a really tricky term, but here at Momentum we try and break it down to be really simple for our customers and for our employees. So really you're thinking about the carbon emissions that you're creating or contributing to, and looking at a way that you can reduce as much as possible your contribution to those emissions and then offset them where you need to. And here at Momentum we really love trying to help our customers to understand and work with that.
What are some key ways that we can be doing that? I mean, is it tricky for people to reduce them?
You know, you hear a lot in the media from governments and big businesses talking about net zero. It can probably sound, a little overwhelming perhaps. Again, here at Momentum, we're trying really hard to provide the solutions and products for our customers to help them to do that. As an example, we have this wonderful partnership with Goodbye Gas. I actually had them in my house recently, about a year ago, to come in and help me on my first steps towards, helping my household become net zero. We're not there yet, but that's the beauty of a partnership like Goodbye Gas. You can work with them to understand what is the first step and what is your plan to continually reduce those emissions.
I love the brand name Goodbye Gas. It sort of says it all. It's so Australian. Obviously, removing gas from the household was the first step, and how did you do that in your own home?
Like I said, air conditioning instead of gas heating for us was the first thing we did when we moved into our new home. We've still got gas cooktops and gas hot water. I'm really keen to move us along on that plan, but actually one of the things that Goodbye Gas said to me when they came and visited the house was, we should wait until we've got time and funds to renovate our kitchen before we'd consider swapping out our cooktop, because there's quite a lot of wiring that's involved. So they're really practical.
Talking about transport and emissions, we're sort of slowly going towards electrifying transport and EV cars, and that flows on then to having a place to charge them. What's happening in that space?
Yeah, so I think we are starting to see the growth of electric vehicles in Australia. It has been slow, and I think there is still more work needed to really get that going at pace, but we're certainly seeing more and more EVs on the road. And with that, obviously you need charging infrastructure. We need to upgrade our carport at some point. We don't have an electric vehicle right now, but I have asked for all of the wiring to go into that new carport so that it is ready for that EV charger to go in when we're at a point where we can purchase our next car, which will be an electric vehicle.
What makes Momentum different, and what's your sort of ethos? I love talking to you guys. I know you're dynamic, but what sort of sets you apart?
Yeah, I mean, we're super passionate to be part of the energy transition, and I think one of the things that we're so proud of is to be part of the Hydro Tasmania family. So we are 100% owned by Hydro Tasmania. They are the largest generator of renewable energy in this country. They're also the largest water manager in the country because of the network of dams that they manage, because we have so many hydro-powered renewable electricity generators running down in Tasmania.
Are we reaching targets, and sort of what do you view, what happens if we don't reach these targets?
Everyone has a part to play, and there is such a large proportion of Australia's carbon emissions that come from households and domestic use, including transport. Hopefully that gives us all that glimmer of hope that no matter what's happening externally outside of your control, there are things that you can do within your own control. And that's kind of what keeps me going, is that every little bit will count, and we all just need to make that contribution as best as we can.
This is a beautiful breakout space, obviously, for you to all have lunch together and have meetings in different spaces. It's a great fit out. But I also see signs there for recycling and separating all the rubbish. I mean, that alone is something that people can be doing at home.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, most councils now will have a range of different coloured bins for you to try and sort some of your recycling and your green waste into. I think, getting into that habit is really, really worthwhile.
It's great. Thanks so much for spending time with us today, Lisa. I feel positively charged, like a good EV car should be.
Good.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, James.